Hi guys, my name is John. Don't mind the onesie here. It's actually kind of cold here where I'm at, so it's a great way to stay warm. But anyway, I want to talk about extrasensory perception. It's something that I think that we all have the ability to do. There is no positive or negative attachment to this. It is strictly, if you think about it, we have our ways of perceiving the world around us, which is our sight, hearing, touch, taste, smell. It is simply the way of perceiving things aside from that, and it really is a matter of just being able to interpret different energy that is around us. We are energetic beings. Ultimately, our spirit, our soul, is pure energy. Everything around us, everything is energy. So it's just a means of us to perceive energy. And we all have this ability because we are all made of energy. So one of the things that I noticed, even during I worked as a missionary for 7 years, and even during my training to do that, we took some steps to kind of open up ourselves to being able to read energies. And I became aware already at that point that I already had some ability before that training to do anything. And I guess what you would call clairsentience, where I had the ability to feel energy. I can walk into a room and I can feel the energy of the space, whether it's positive, negative. I can feel almost like somebody's attitude, or whether they're having a good day or a bad day. Just being aware of these things helps me to know how to deal with a situation when I walk into it. And I think I already had that. And I know whenever I was young, I had seen things spirit related. I've seen spiritual presences and things like this whenever I was young. I remember having these situations where I was aware of things like that. And but later I did learn to develop that better, and I think that we all have this ability. And to be honest with you, I think it's important that we all develop these techniques, because it helps us navigate the world around us. It helps us to help each other, because ultimately we are here to experience, but we're here for each other as much as we're here for ourselves, because we're all one. We all energy is energy, and all energy is related to each other, and that makes us all one with each other. Even if we're in a specific form, it doesn't take away the fact that we're all energy and we're all interconnected to each other, whether we see it or not. So developing these other things as we are able is what helps us to better perceive each other, to better understand each other, to interact with each other in the world around us. And it allows us to get to know ourselves on a deeper level, that we can tie into who we actually and truly are. Divine, energetic being that has the ability to create the world around you and have say over what you want to see and what you see. So if you're interested in developing more of this, I did a lot of this through, probably most importantly, is we really worked on healing kind of some of those inner heart wounds, the biggest ones. We did this thing called plumb line, where we really had to come up with this one memory of what was probably one of the more painful experiences in our youth. And we brought it up and talked about it. And mine in particular, I just remember I was surprised at how emotional I got when I was able to determine what that was for me. And I got up in front of somebody and started talking about it. And I just, oh my word, the emotions just flowed through me, and I had no control over it. And that was probably one of the first times that I felt so out of control. But just what the release was on that was so powerful for me, to let that hurt go. And it's not there anymore. And I think it is so important in life that we take the time through meditation and breathing, that we think back on these hurts that we've had through our life and speak them out and release these energies, and forgive ourselves, forgive the person who hurt us, and just release it. And if you have to do this more than once, you do it as many times as necessary till it's released fully. And the more that we can heal our heart, the more powerful our heart is. And the heart is where the soul sits. This is the soul mind, where this is the physical mind up here. And ultimately, when we want to kind of unlock those extra sensory perceptions of things, we want to focus on the heart. So think about these things. Think about kind of trying to heal from some of your past hurts, because it's good for you. It will help you to not, to release that negative weights and anchors that are holding you down. You can just release these things and lighten your body. So I would say to look at that. But once you feel like you've been able to release some of that, you can already start to meditate, which I would say, it simply put, just sit somewhere quiet where you can sit comfortably and be as comfortable as possible, and just close your eyes and do your best to clear your mind, and breathe in for 4 seconds, and then breathe out for 4 seconds, and then in and out. And as you do that, just envision your mind calming and quieting, and just once you get it to the space where it is quiet, envision like a light, if it be something like a light bulb, but just a light here in your mind, and start to pull that light from your head, pulling it down into your heart. And it's strictly through imagination. You just see that light and watch it travel down until it centers on your heart. And continuing to breathe while you're doing this, once you see it here, as you breathe in, feel like you're drawing light in, and as you breathe out, watch the light expand and just expand outward. And do this for 5 minutes, even that. And then just once you're done doing that, just you can slowly start to bring yourself out, and just do this kind of time and time again and imagine this. We want to, what we're doing is we're retraining our focus to here to our heart. We want to, this is where everything, all the power is here in the heart. And the more we open this the heart chakra, is what they call it. We open up this heart chakra. This is where you will start to become more aware of things, and these gifts will start to open up. And as with anything else, if you really want to develop something, practice makes perfect. So as you start to notice things, you start to really focus on those things. Where your focus is where you will grow. So set your focus to these things when they start to open up. You don't have to do anything specifically to open up any one thing. You just, the first and foremost thing is to heal the heart, open the heart, and allow things to come to you. Be open to having these things come to you. And you'll be surprised how much of this does start to come into play, and then you can decide where you want to focus, and you can develop and continue to keep your heart, keep your focus around your heart. This is where all the power is. It's love. Love is the driving force, the driving energy for all things. Increase the amount of love that you have in your heart for all things, because the more love you have, the more power you have. Love is true strength, not all the other things that the world says. Love is truly the most powerful force in creation. And I'm not talking about Valentine's Day love or anything like that. I'm talking about unconditional love, the true love, which is, like, the easiest way I could say it is like wishing well on others, on all things. So it is very possible to develop these things. Now, over time, I have been able to personally increase my ability to read the room. I'm only more recently kind of learning some of the actual names of these things. So like clairsentience, clairvoyance, being able to have visions in my mind. Again, a lot of these things I gained in that training, but it was surely through practice. We would take time to open our minds and just wait for visions to come in. We would talk to somebody and we would sit, and they wouldn't we'd have a question. They would say something about themselves, or there would be a question, but they wouldn't give us the answer. We would have to stop and envision what that could be. And it was a means of practicing to develop that specific thing when we started to notice that we were having those visions coming in. And it's very possible to develop that further. So I've been able to develop that enough that it makes it easier to envision for manifesting the future that you want to see as well, to being able to envision things, to be able to see within your mind, within your heart. And I've also had the ability to, I guess, what's called clairaudience, being able to hear in my mind, be it words, be it sounds, things that come to me. This is also something I kind of consider just intuitive thought. When I in the earlier video, I was talking about negative thoughts. So you've got these different thoughts that come through your mind. And when it comes to like intuition coming into your mind, that's kind of coming from your higher self, or maybe guides that are looking over you and after you, things like that. That is clairaudience, to be able to perceive that, because nobody's actually there speaking to you. It's just through energy, thoughts come and you're able to perceive it and interpret it. That's clairaudience. again, and this is something that we all have the ability to develop. It just takes a little bit of time and effort, and know again that you are a divine spiritual being. You're an energy being. We're not just this physical thing. The more we're distracted here in this physical space, the more that we ignore this most powerful side of ourselves. And this world is truly a world of balance. We are in this world, but we're not of this world. So if we can bring ourselves into more of a balance to where we are aware of all these things, and we enact in these things as much as we do in this physical space, then we truly have the power to shape this world the way that we want it. And I really want to see this world be healed. I want to see people caring about each other. I want to see love and wholeness, unity. I don't want this to be us and them, those who have and those who don't. No, we're all in this together, and we should be looking after each other. There should be nobody that does without. There is enough abundance here for everybody, And it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. I have so much love in my heart. I love each and every person, no matter what. I am not here to judge. It is not my place to do that. If I were to judge anything, I would have to judge myself, not anyone else. I don't have the authority to place judgment on somebody else. I just want to love everybody and everything, no matter what. I may not agree with everything that everybody does, but I do love them. There is a difference. And if we can focus on that, we can develop these extra senses that allow us to navigate this world better, to be more powerful creators in this space, and to help change this world to what we truly want it to be. So I encourage each and every one of you to explore these things if you haven't. If you already have, then that's amazing. Please share what you know with others that are willing to hear. We need more of us being creators in this world and taking a firm hold of making this world what it should be, what it was intended to be from the get-go. So I hope this helps. If any of you have any of these extra senses, please leave a comment and talk about it. I would like to hear where everybody else is at, and I really would like us to continue to encourage each other. So I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon.